Welcome to the June 6th Planning Board meeting. Today on the agenda, we are going to reconstitute the board, and that will involve electing the chair, vice chair, clerk, a representative to the Community Preservation Committee, and to regional planning. We're going to review the minutes from May 2nd, and then have a preliminary plan on the agenda as the third item for 3537 Interlaken Road. Can everybody here hear me okay? Yeah, all right. Okay, great. So first up, we've got, we need to elect positions, and I will start with the chair.
I nominate, go ahead. No.
I'll nominate Kate. Continue.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Okay. Vice Chair, I would like to nominate Gary as Vice Chair.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we have Clerk, and I'd like to nominate Wayne.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
You're shaking your head, Wayne.
Aye. People say I want to or I don't.
That's,
Yeah. No, there's no choice.
Smiled. I think we're in there.
We're
Okay.
perfect.
All right.
heavy as the head that wears the
Community
crown.
Preservation Committee. Nancy, is that something that you would be interested in?
No, I like staying with the Berkshire
Do you
Regional,
want to stay with regional?
if I may.
Okay, of course, yeah. Okay, so let's do regional. I nominate Nancy.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Community Preservation Committee. Nancy, anyone else? Nancy's not interested.
I'm already on it from the planning board.
It was planning.
Or this is the planning board. I mean, the assessor.
This is the grants? I'm sorry.
It's
Where am I?
It's Community
Preservation.
Preservation
not.
Committee, and basically we get funding from, that's matched from the
Right.
state, that's
Right.
matched with a contribution from the town. And it's used for things like historic preservation, open
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
If I'm on affordable housing, can I be on that as well?
I think so. I don't see why you couldn't be, but Donna, is there any reason that Liz can't do affordable housing and CPC?
No, she can do both.
But, okay, but that was the thing that Tom started, Linda
Yeah.
Jackson's on.
Yeah.
Sally
Yeah.
Edward Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. They meet,
Usually February through March.
exactly, they meet with extraordinary infrequency.
I'll take that one.
Yeah.
But consistently infrequent.
Yes.
I like consistent and frequent.
All right, so I nominate Liz.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we're all set. Next up, we have the minutes from May 2nd. Has everyone had a chance to look at those?
I thought those looked good. I don't know.
I
Did you have a
have
question?
one thing to say. We've said that there were disagreements as to whether short-term rentals should be blah, blah, blah. Can we just call it conversation or discussion?
How about discussion?
Discussion.
Yeah,
I think it was just a discussion. We weren't quite disagreeing, were we?
I mean, I think
Not
they're
really, no.
fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to, Liz?
Make a motion?
Jennifer's not sure what you,
Oh, just change disagreements to the word discussion.
I looked at those minutes though, but I mean, that didn't jump out at me. I'd move
Here, I'll say.
to accept the minutes as submitted with your amendment to discussion.
second,
Second to what Liz said?
to Carl's
I
vote.
was moving with this note from Liz. But yeah,
You want to repeat your motion?
Yeah, I got confused.
okay, no, all right. So with the amendment to the word discussion, I would vote to, I would move to approve the minutes for,
He's on tonight.
for the fifth, what's it, May?
May 2nd.
May 2nd, yeah.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, so next on the agenda, we have a preliminary plan from Mr. Patrick Sheehan and at 3537 Interlaken Road. Is there anybody from, okay, I see we have Jonathan, you're here. Jonathan Silverstein, the attorney representing Mr. Sheehan. Is there anyone else here from the team? 3537?
So, Madam Chair.
So just you, Jonathan?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So are you here to present on the plan?
I'm happy to speak to any questions the board may have, in the interest of just being completely upfront with the board. The applicant doesn't have any intent of developing this plan. The purpose of the plan was to effect a zoning freeze under state law. And so.
I'm sorry.
I'm turning off my video. My internet connection isn't wonderful here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes turning off the video helps. So just in the interest of being fully transparent with the board, the purpose of the plan was simply to effect a zoning freeze under state law. The applicant does not intend to develop this plan, but of course is happy to cooperate in any way with the process as necessary.
So I guess I'm not understanding. So to effect a zoning freeze, what do you mean by that? Hello?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you, yeah.
Now again.
Yeah. Did you hear my question?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did miss your question.
Okay. So I don't quite follow so the applicant is not intending to subdivide according to the preliminary plan. He's effecting a zoning freeze. Can you explain that?
Certainly, and I know you have town council here, but under state law, under Chapter 48, Section 6, if a preliminary plan is submitted prior to a zoning amendment and followed within 7 months by a definitive plan, the submission of those plans will freeze zoning applicable to the subject property. So that's the purpose of this preliminary subdivision plan. There is no intent to actually develop a 7-lot subdivision.
At the moment, 6 months down the road.
Okay, so Donna, can you weigh in on this? Can you comment?
Town council there.
Yeah. So, hi, everybody. So, yes, he's correct under section 6 of 40A that if a preliminary plan is submitted to the planning board for approval and it's followed within 7 months by a definitive plan, and written notice of the submission has been given prior to the effective date of the bylaw, then the land is governed by the applicable provisions of the zoning bylaw in effect at the time of the first submission. What this is going to mean for what they do down the road, we'll have to see. So what it means is that by the freeze, what he means is that that the zoning in effect at the time that the plan is submitted applies for the following 8 years, regardless of later changes. So that's what they're talking about.
Well, we seldom change our zoning. How many lots are we talking about here, though?
Right.
None right now.
None.
0.
Okay, I'm,
Submitting this so that the zoning stays the same,
I see.
Right.
right, but it required a submittal to do that.
So you're sort of locking, Mr. Silverstein?
Yes,
You're locking yourself in, anticipating that there might be zoning changes that would limit your ability to develop the property as you want to?
that's correct, including the zoning change that was passed at the last town meeting.
So do you mean the affordable housing
No.
Well,
change?
right. So that was one zoning change and any others that may come down the road. I want to be clear that this is simply preserving options. Again, I'll defer to your town council, but a property owner always has the ability to choose either the zoning in effect at the time that the preliminary plan was submitted, or to choose zoning as of the date that a proposal is to be brought forward. And so we're certainly not foreclosing the potential.
Locking in the zoning bylaws. Yeah. You can't change it.
I'm sorry?
One at a time, please. There's some echo there.
Tim Minkler, I think your mic is on. We're hearing,
Okay.
all right,
So Donna, so this is an initiative to, my understanding of the affordable housing initiative that Patrick brought to town meeting and that passed was that it was in effect at a certain, is that not in effect at this point?
So it hasn't been approved yet by the Attorney General's office, but
Okay.
it is effective as of the date that the town meeting voted on it. So that would go back to, our town meeting we just had in May. And that's under section 5.
Yeah, and this plan was submitted prior to the town meeting.
And that is what you were looking to prevent from impacting any future plans?
Potentially. Again, I want to be really clear. All we're doing is preserving options. If the only option that is available ends up being a conventional subdivision, then that would be accomplished under the zoning in effect prior to the May 15 town meeting. However, I want to be really clear, if there's some future zoning change that presents an opportunity for development that under future zoning that can be cooperative, then obviously that option is on the table as well. It's just a matter of, had we not done this, we wouldn't have preserved the option of proceeding with a conventional subdivision without the inclusionary obligation.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Speaking on behalf of the planning board's fellow board, the Historic Preservation Commission, I don't see detail about, I don't know, this is a different plan maybe than the one I saw, but I don't see detail about whether there are plans to preserve the main house or whether that is going to be subject to a demolition permit, which would then need to certainly be discussed and reviewed by the Historic Preservation Commission and ultimately by the planning board.
Right. So again, this plan is, designed to be as straightforward and simple as possible because its sole purpose is to lock in the zoning freeze. It does not contemplate preservation or demolition of the existing structure, frankly, because it's not a plan that would ever be pursued. If the property owner or a future property owner were going to pursue a conventional subdivision, it wouldn't be a 7-lot subdivision. And the question of what to do with the existing structure would be addressed at that point. And at this point, no actual development plan is in the works. There's no proposal on the table. So I can't tell you if and when there is a proposal to develop the property, what would happen with the existing structure. I just can't tell you. I can tell you we have not at this point applied for a demo permit, obviously. Mr. Sheehan is maintaining the structure.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet.
Mike can also.
So, so that's all I can tell you on that front.
Michael?
Yes,
Mike?
since the preliminary plan was just submitted to hold and there'd be no other further information, just to hold the zoning as is, I'd really recommend at this point that the board just vote to take no action because there's really no reason to proceed any further.
I agree with that input. I make a motion that the planning board take no action on this preliminary plan.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion?
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 What does that do ultimately to this plan? Is there any consequence to us taking no action?
I mean, there could be in the case that we could, in the case we were discussing changing our zoning bylaws, but we're not.
Well, could Donna, could you ever answer that? Is there any consequence to us voting that way?
No, there's no consequence to it. We'll just have to see if they do submit a definitive plan within the time frame that they're required in order to sustain the zoning freeze that they want. Presumably they will, but there's no consequence to taking no action on the preliminary plan.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table. We have a second.
I'm sorry, I had a question, Donna. So what happens if the property gets sold in the meantime? Does this preliminary, what we're not voting on today, does that still hold true if someone else buys the property? Does it hold the lot sizes to what it is now?
So,
you know what I'm saying?
The zoning freeze will transfer to the new owner. It runs with the land, is what the term is.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, Liz, did you have a question?
Nope.
No, anything else? Okay, so let's, we have a motion, we have a second from Gary. And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, thank you very much. And that's all we have on our agenda for this evening. So I make
Thank
a
you all.
motion. Thank
Good
you,
night.
Mrs. Silverstein. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everyone. Yep. Okay, I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks, everyone.